Our adventure begins in the rugged and formidable landscapes of Scandinavia, Norway, Sweden, and Denmark around the 8th century. Picture a land dominated by towering mountains, deep fjords, and dense forests. The Norse people, who would eventually become the Vikings, were primarily farmers, fishermen, and artisans. But beneath this ordinary facade lay a yearning for exploration and conquest. The socio-economic conditions in these harsh northern regions played a significant role in shaping Viking society. With limited agricultural land, rising populations, and a need for resources, the Norse began to look beyond their borders. This desire fueled their transformation from settlers into raiders and explorers. In the year 793 AD, the Viking Age ignited like a fire on the ocean's waves with the shocking raid of the Lindisfarne monastery in England. This small, peaceful island of the northwestern coast would become the stage for a dramatic cultural confrontation. Imagine priests and monks, deeply engrossed in their sacred duties, suddenly confronted by Vikings, longships laden with fierce warriors, a harbinger of new era. But the Vikings were not merely marauders. Their society was complex and organized, governed by a system of chieftains and local assemblies called things. Each chieftain wielded power through wealth, reputation, and respect. The kinship bonds among families were strong, and loyalty was the lifeblood of their culture. Norse mythology played a crucial role in their daily lives. The pantheon of gods and the goddesses, Odin, Thor, Freya, shaped their worldview. They believed in fate and the importance of honoring their ancestors, loading to practices that connected the living with the dead and the divine. Women in Viking society had unique roles. Compared to other medieval cultures, they managed household, participated in local politics, and exerted influence over trade. Some even donned armor in battles, shattering the stereotypes of their time and showcasing a broader spectrum of Viking life. As we continue our journey into this vibrant culture, we must pay homage to the Viking longship, a marvel of engineering that made their far reaching voyages possible. These vessels were designed for speed and versatility, allowing the Norse to navigate both ocean waters and shallow rivers. They were iconic and represented the heart of Viking society, the embodiment of exploration and conquest. Among the countless tales of adventure and valor, one name stands out: Ragnar Lothbrok. His life, steeped in both fact and myth, embodies the very essence of the Viking spirit. The stories surrounding Ragnar vary widely, but they paint a picture of a brilliant strategist, a fearsome warrior, and an iconic figure who inspired countless sagas. Ragnar is often depicted as a man of noble blood and exceptional courage. His exploits are recounted in various sagas, blending history with the rich tapestry of Norse mythology. Among these tales, the gripping stories of his raids into England and France illustrate not only his prowess in battle, but also his ambition and desire for glory. Infamous for his audacity, Ragnar sought to carve his name into the annals of history through daring acts of valor. The legendary raid on Paris in 845 AD stands out as one of his most significant achievements. Driven by a relentless desire for glory, he led his men against the fortified city, demonstrating remarkable tactical cunning. As the sun set over the Seine River, Ragnar's longships approached the shores of Paris, carrying a crew of fierce warriors ready for battle. They were met with a nearly impregnable defense. Relying on the strategic deception, Ragnar devised a plan to create chaos. With a brazen display of martial skill, he commanded his men to slash and burn smaller settlements along the river, creating a diversion. Simultaneously, Ragnar directed a full fronted assault on the city gates. The Parisians, disoriented and fearing an onslaught, scrambled to defend their city. Dozens of Viking longships filled the calm waters of the Seine, their sails emblazoned with ferocious designs that reflected their fighting spirit. Despite the fierce resistance, Ragnar's ingenuity triumphed. The Viking poured into the streets of Paris, instilling terror among the local populace. Facing overwhelming odds, the Parisians soon realized that they could not defeat the tenacious horde. Ultimately, King Charles the Bald, realizing the enormity of the threat, sought to avoid further bloodshed. He approached Ragnar with an offer to negotiate. In exchange for gold and silver, a significant ransom, Ragnar would withdraw his forces. The sum was enormous, but it solidified Ragnar's reputation as one of the most fearsome warlords of his time. Following his triumph at Paris, Ragnar's fame spread like wildfire across Europe. He continued his raids, striking fear in the hearts of kings and laymen alike. But alongside his wrath, Ragnar possessed a keen intellect and a keen understanding of politics. He often forged alliances that would bolster his growing empire. Yet, the saga of Ragnar Lothbrok does not end merely with tales of conquest. He was also a devoted family man with a complex personal life, illustrating the duality of his character. Married to the shield maiden Lagertha, their union became legendary, reflecting mutual respect and shared valor. However, the deeper complexities of Ragnar's character are revealed through his relationship with his sons. Bjorn Ironside, Ivar the Boneless, Sigurd Snake in the Eye, and Hvitserk. These legendary figures would follow in their father's footsteps, continuing his legacy of exploration and conquest. Ragnar's life was filled with both triumphs and tragedies. His eventual downfall came at the hands of King Ella of Northumbria, who captured him during a raid. The legend tells us that Ragnar faced his death with courage and defiance, reportedly declaring that he welcomed his fate. Ella executed him by throwing him into a pit of snakes, sealing his legacy as a martyr of sorts with Viking lore. Ragnar's life and character show an intriguing juxtaposition: a fierce warrior marked by cruelty, yet capable of deep love and loyalty. His legacy transformed him into an enduring figure in Viking mythology, elevating him into a semi divine status with Norse culture. While Ragnar's story captivates us with its dramatic highs and lows, we must now overlook the wider context of Viking exploration during this era. Fueled by a hunger for adventure and the desire for trade, pioneers like Ragnar inspired countless others to set sail and discover new lands. Viking navigators ventured into different seas, forging paths to Europe, the Mediterranean, and beyond. They traversed treacherous waters, establishing trade networks that linked distant cultures. Through their journeys, they came into contact with various peoples and traditions, allowing for a rich exchange of ideas, goods, and customs. Their significant journey to Vinland an area believed to be part of modern day North America, showcases their audacity as explorers. Led by Leif Erikson, this expedition around the turn of the millennial represents not only a thirst for discovery, but also a treatment to their adaptability and resilience. Upon reaching these new territories, the Vikings faced various challenges, including interactions with indigenous peoples. While sources vary, these encounters reflected a complex dynamic of diplomacy, conflict, and cultural exchange, further enriching the narrative of the Viking Age. As the time marched forward, the Viking Age evolved. Their raids became less frequent as centralized monarchies emerged across Scandinavia, leading to greater stability. The conversion to Christianity further influenced their society, creating a crossroads between their pagan past and a Christian future. With the King of Norway, Harald Bluetooth, leading the charge, the conversion began to take root among the Norse people. Many Vikings embraced Christianity, melding old beliefs with the new ones. This transition marked a significant shift, moving from a culture centered around raiding to one focused more on settlement and governance. The effects of these cultural transitions linger today, from modern languages that echo Old Norse to artworks depicting scenes from their legendary tales. The Vikings' legacy is woven into the very fabric of our contemporary world. Their tales continue to inspire literature, film, and popular culture, inviting new generations to explore their history.